You can't call me out about literally every aspect of my personality in less than 5 minutes. Sorry. Seeing this bi chick and she's very sexually forward at times. I think a lot of people prefer that. I mean, really, so this is like a good social lesson for you autists out there. Seriously, very helpful. You will learn here. A very good way of navigating conversations in a way that allows you to be more upfront and direct with your interests while also not making others uncomfortable is make sure to give other people many outs in your conversation with them. This is something that I try to employ when talking with people. See, I am very vocal and very unashamed about sharing my interests. If I can hold somebody's attention, I will talk at them for any length of time about whatever I feel like. This probably isn't a surprise if you watch my content. It's probably not, news to you, but that's true. And the secret to having these conversations in ways that do not make people uncomfortable, ideally, nobody's perfect. Sometimes awkward social interactions will happen, even with very charismatic and social people. Um, the best way to manage this is to give people frequent outs and to make sure that they never feel as though they are being pressured to continue the conversation. You always want your conversational partner to feel as though them leaving the conversation at any point in time would be the most reasonable, not awkward thing possible. You want it to be like an incredibly graceful exit, or at least to feel like it would be a graceful exit. How do you do that though? I think when you have conversations with people, it's you want to make it feel as though the conversation is really low stakes, rather than just getting right into a topic or something. You can preface things with, oh, if you have a second, or if you don't mind, or oh, I was about to do this. But that's a good one, by the way. Make it seem as though you also have another thing to do, but you're happy to have this conversation for a minute, because if the conversation is going well, you get to drag it out and go like, oh yeah, no, it's okay, and you can keep it going. But that way, if it seems like there's any awkwardness on either side, both of you have an out for, but that's lying. No, it's not lying. If you're a healthy person, there's always something else you can be doing. You've never had to do anything else ever. You're just standing there motionlessly. If you're in any social interaction, there's always something else you can be doing. What kind of autists are you? Lying? Seriously? Oh, yeah, I have a minute. Yeah, hey, wait, can I tell you about this one thing? What? You don't have a minute? You have at least 27 minutes before your next obligated event. What the fuck are you talking about? Jesus. Basic social skills here. Socializing with other people is all about constructing a specific narrative framework to maximize the mutual benefits in a conversation. You want both of you to feel as good as possible. And the only way to know for sure that they're enjoying the conversation is to make it feel like they would have no trouble at all leaving the convo. Do you not all secretly worry that when you're talking with somebody, they're just waiting for you to finish talking so they can leave? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Anxious and insecure people feel this all the time. They're very concerned. And the only way to remedy that feeling is to give other people the sense that there's nothing stopping them from leaving the conversation. Therefore, if they're choosing to stay in the conversation, they must want to continue the conversation. It's good. Oh, no, I don't worry about it either. Personally, if I'm having a conversation with somebody and I'm sharing something I'm interested in and they're too nervous to tell me they want to leave, I consider that mostly a them problem, unless I'm being overbearing, which I try not to be. I think that part of a good a set of social skills is being able to exit conversations as well. And also, frankly, you're not fucking murdering a person if you talk with them a bit and like they're not super interested. Sometimes introverted people think this is like equivalent to like murdering a child or something. Like after a conversation ends and you get the feeling they didn't really want to be there, they're like, "Oh God, I ruined everything." You didn't ruin anything. You didn't ruin anything. It's nothing. It's nothing, you know? I do unintentionally get a bit overbearing though. How do I help that? Just give them an out. Make sure you want to do the opposite of the whole because of the implication thing. You know the meme? Like you bring them into the apartment and you drove there so they don't have a car to leave and you close the door behind you, or that you're on a boat and there's no way. Like you want to do the opposite of that. You rather than imply to your conversational partner that there is no escape. You want to imply to them that not only is there escape, but the escape would be not just easy and not awkward. It would be like graceful mutually. That's the goal. That's the goal. My favorite thing is how whenever Vosh gives social advice, like 3 or 4 people in Twitter group chats him in completely overhaul their personalities. It's just it's not about Spacebox Man. I can't rate individual texts. But good luck, I believe in you. But Vosh, don't you think it's a bit of a social taboo if you just mansplain away something you're really into and they're just clinging onto the convo to be polite? Well, yeah, of course. It's a bit of a social taboo, but whatever. Listen, you have to understand, there's no such thing as a person who doesn't experience awkward conversations. There's nobody so charismatic that they don't have trouble with that. This is the conversational gap. Your thoughts are locked away inside of your skull. Nobody can see them and nobody ever will. The best you can do is express them through vocal or physical communication. That's it. But it's an imperfect method, and you're interpreting other people's thoughts through their behavior as well. This is not a mechanism for seamless interaction making. It's gonna cause problems. For everyone, you know? You're just trying to make it as good as you can. But accepting that these, awkward snafus are going to happen either way is just a part of the process. Nothing can be done about this. Do I have to be a charismatic gigachad? Can't I just vibe in the corner, lol? Of course you can vibe in the corner. You can do whatever you want. The only shameful thing, excluding behavior that's immoral or unethical or whatever, the only shameful thing is not acting on your desires. There's nothing better than being a person who can act on all their desires, as long as they're not hurting other people. You want a fulfillment of your ideals. And charisma is a mechanism for doing so. You can be charismatic and also a wallflower. I have been to parties where I have, perfectly capable of talking to people, just sat in a corner and been on my phone because that is exactly what I wanted to do. And there have been times where I've been more social. That's fine. It's not an obligation to go out and be social. But charisma can be helpful in allowing you to be social when you have to be and when you want to be. And everyone will at times want to and have to be social. So there's no excuse to not learn charisma. Do be wary of the coping, though. The last thing that you want to do is turn into a person who's too weak to act on their desires, convincing themselves that their weakness is an authentic expression of their beliefs. I see some of that in chat right now. I don't know with any individual one of you whether this is the case, but as an aggregate, at least one of you has done this. Probably most of you. Where, oh yeah, I'm just a wallflower. I just really like not participating and sitting in the back. Do you? Do you not secretly envy the people capable of getting up and communicating with all of the other people? It's a common thing. It's a justification thing, People will legitimize their behaviors because it makes it easier to feel good about the weaknesses that prevent you from acting on the things you want to do. One of the first steps for improving in this respect is to be honest and authentic in admitting what it is you want. People have to do this about many things, Truly understanding what you want is critical to stuff like this. Um, like, um, this. Being fat. There's nothing wrong with being fat if a person wants to be fat. If a person is fat and they want to be fat, like they don't care, like, or they like it, or like whatever else, beautiful, wonderful, an excellent expression of their personal desires. But if they are fat and they would secretly rather prefer they are skinny, like they would rather that, and they don't act on it, so convincing themselves that they are actually happy with how things are, that is weakness, which is shameful. There's no shame in being a thing that doesn't hurt other people. There is shame in being unable to follow your desires. Same with sociability, You see a lot of this with the men too, don't you? Are there not many leftist men who are just, they're okay with being like that? And what is it that they like? What is it that they are? Skinny fat, shy, lacking in confidence. Oh, well, they have abandoned the toxic elements of masculinity. Are you okay with that? Don't you secretly wish you were actually some confident, big, muscular? At least some of them do, That's the thing. You have to know. How do you know if it's your desire or others' desire imprinted on yourself? It's an introspective thing. There's no way to externally tell. I'm only shooting in the dark here. There's no real way to know, like, from the outside, whether or not a person's desires are authentic or just a way of coping. So you're saying overweight people are weak? No, I said the opposite. I said people who want something but are too weak to admit to themselves that they want it and then can't achieve it are weak. Being fat, if it's something you want to be, does not make you weak at all. You can be a wallflower if you want. You can be whatever if you want. Again, don't hurt people, but it's fine. But you should be the things that you want to be. Yes? No? I think you should be. What if I'm unable to tell what I want? That is a personality flaw. Think on it. Experience life. Learn what things you like. I wish I could gain weight, though. Then gain weight. Well, make an effort, of course. Life is hard. You might never actually achieve the things you want, but it's always good to try for them, no? The progress that you'll make on the way to achieving something is still better than never having done anything at all. Will I ever look like the most physically perfect version of myself? Of course I won't. But I certainly look better now for having dieted and exercised than I did a year and a half ago without having tried at all. Effort is all that's required. Effort is honorable. Effort should be pursued. Whether or not you actually succeed is... It's about the journey. Yes, weight gain powder and protein powder can be very helpful for gaining weight. Gotta find some tasty stuff. What if I want to be a drug addict? It's not escapism, it's just what I want to achieve. I don't think that's applicable uh, in the same way, but if a person really authentically does want to live that life, then you know what? Go for it. That being said, the idea of a person wanting to be a drug... I mean, you can do this if you want, Well, what if I want to be a lazy drug addict who jerks off to hentai 14 times a day? Whatever. Live your life. Not going to argue about it with all of you. How do you handle the hunger feeling using your calorie reduction method? I just deal with it. You have to be hungry to lose weight. Losing weight is the process of your body burning off fat for energy. That feels like hunger. There's no way around it. But yes, drink lots of water. Also, mints and gum can be helpful. Oftentimes, the negative feelings from dieting are alleviated from any kind of oral fixation, chewing gum, whatever. Yeah. You know. They say you can reduce your appetite with a spoonful of apple cider vinegar a day. I tried that, and it worked, but then I realized the apple cider vinegar that I used had expired a year and a half ago. So it's possible that the effect that it was experiencing was actually just crippling nausea, which is, in fact, the effect that it produced in me. Yes, heavily fermented. Oh, it was very effective. I couldn't eat anything after that. That shit killed me. Vinegar doesn't expire too acidic. It had an expiration date that was, well, it was before 2020. I'll say that. It certainly tasted like it had expired as well, It's not as though I've never just drank vinegar. Vinegar is tasty. Yeah, Gale. Vinegar is useful for a lot of stuff. Laundry. No? Have you never had fish and chips? In the Bonger states, they use vinegar as a topping for French fries. If you can use something as a topping, you can have it on its own. Okay. Vinaigrette is literally a thing. True, though vinaigrette is far more digestible than just vinegar. Not to me, Lamau. Ah, well. Anyway, you guys get what I'm talking about, right? With the pursuing your dreams things, that's it. I just think it's important to know what you want and to have the drive to try to achieve those things. You know, life is difficult. A lot of the stuff that you guys and I want to do will die before we get it done. That's the case for literally everyone ever. Everyone has goals that they don't get to finish achieving. But the process of attempting to achieve them is still valuable in and of itself. Oftentimes, the benefits that you get from an effort made pay dividends even if you don't achieve your end goal. Like, you don't want to achieve all your goals. Imagine being 58 and achieving all your life goals and being like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm done." Like, but no, what? You make new goals and you achieve them, and eventually you're going to have a set of goals that you die before you finish them. That's good. That's a good thing. You don't want you don't want to be at a point in life where it's just like, okay, I'm literally like out of things to do. It's no. You don't want that. Um Oh, you'll make new goals. That's what happens. People do that, you know? Oh yeah, speedrun 100% life completion, yeah. Um, well, maybe daily motivational videos. Also, hello, daily motivational videos. That's a very apropos name considering what we're referring to. I'm sure my editors will put it out. Can I not just chill and enjoy what the world has to offer rather than accomplishing things? No. I deny you that right. Your ability to chill and enjoy things are going to be positively affected by personal skills and experiences that you develop. See, much like one's appreciation for music is refined with a good ear, and one's appreciation for film is refined through watching more of it, your appreciation for life will only grow greater if you have experiences through which to reckon with it, you know, challenges to overcome. It's a very human thing. If you ever want to get out of depression, by the way, and this is one of those, you know, forehead just do X things, but general attitude, very, very general attitude, is one of the best ways to get out of depression is to set goals and then accomplish them. See, your brain evolutionarily designed to overcome obstacles. That's why we conquered the planet, you see. So if you set an obstacle and you overcome it and you accomplish something, your body is hardwired to reward that experience. Of course, this doesn't cure depression, but it's a thing that can be done to help. That's why it's very important when you have depression to set small goals and accomplish them. Oftentimes, people who are depressive will let their house fall into a bad state, and then it's like, okay, well, I feel a bit better today, I'll clean the whole house. Of course, you can't clean the whole house in one day if it's been a long enough time. Um, so then they feel bad because they can't do it, and then that cycles back into the depression, you know? So you do smaller stuff. It's, today I will shower and I'll clean these dishes. I will clean my desk. I will do this laundry, you know. And when the small goal is complete, it feels excellent. You know, even if you're depressive, there's some reward center that's lighting up. Um, and that's very good. And that's all life is, by the way. All life is a constant set of challenges that you set for yourself or that life sets before you, and then you either overcome them or you don't. That's it. That's all life is, distilled to its simplest possible form. Every personal, interpersonal, intrapersonal, life, everything, it's all just obstacles to overcome and a little accomplishment. You know, every conversation can be framed that way, not adversarially, confrontationally, or transactionally, but as a simple challenge from you to have a good experience with that conversation and to hopefully give them a good experience too. And if you succeed, you feel good. And if you don't, there's always next time. That's fine. That's life.